Volatility building upon more volatility. That's what we're looking at in the overall market. That's what we're looking at in our chips because we do have an earnings catalyst coming up this Thursday, October 17th. You have TSM. That's going to be Taiwan Semiconductors. They are reporting earnings. So that is going to have a huge catalyst in the overall market and especially here in your chips and especially in AMD. Now you can see that we had that nice pop in here last week coming off that OpenAI news and then a little consolidation coming in so far this week, but still a lot of volatility in here to play with. You had that run up on Thursday, that dump into Friday, a nice run into Monday, another dump into Tuesday, and then you have that large run up again that we had today, which is Tuesday, and then about 3:30 that Trump had to tweet about China and then more volatility. So if you want to know what volatility looks like in the market, just look at the past 3 days. That's exactly what volatility is. That's what we want. That's what we like as options traders. And that's kind of what we want to take advantage of. So where does that kind of put us here on at AMD looking on this weekly chart? Well, we are in between two key levels here, 227 and 202. That's what we're looking at overall on this weekly chart. Anything above 227, nice whole numbers, 230, 235, 240, working our way up to those all-time highs and then beyond. Well, we're going to let the chart kind of dictate that, but nice $5 increments working our way up. On the way back down, though, if we do get a breach below that 202, obviously 200 is going to be a nice psych level, but we're really kind of watching this 184 or this 180, whichever one of these do come first on a nice large pullback in here. We still have a large gap to fill all the way down here, right around those 166s, but we're going to take what we can first and see what happens in here. But overall, just looking at this plain weekly chart in here, you see a huge run up and then you see a little consolidation coming in so far this week. But if you're looking at just the past 3 days, you would go, oh my gosh, these moves are crazy, which they are. That is true. But if you're kind of looking at the weekly chart in general, you're saying, oh, okay, it kind of smooths it out a little bit, right? With that consolidation that we're having so far, just from this one candle in these past two trading sessions. As we're working our way throughout the week, obviously that earnings catalyst is going to be key for us, but we have right around a $10 expected move built in by our options traders in here. Ivy rank sitting at 57. We're sitting at the like the 218 handles right now, so we're up around $1.60 on the day. So we're going to see what happens as we work ourselves throughout the end of the week. 220 is going to be key for us. Obviously 227, like we mentioned earlier, is going to be very, very much a area that we're going to be keeping track of. But 220 is going to be a nice area for us to kind of breach and give us a little hope, I guess, as we're working our way into the end of the week to see what happens. But be careful. This could be a sell the news event, especially on this earnings catalyst that's coming up on Thursday. So we're going to see how much we get or how much all these chips kind of run up as we go into that earnings catalyst. So we'll see what happens overall in here. $10 expected move by Friday. Next Friday, $17. Earnings coming up at the beginning of November here in AMD. So again, 227, 202, anything above 227. Nice whole numbers, $5 increments, working our way up. And then on the way back down, you're looking at 202, anything below there, 184 or 180. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.